Hey, sleep deprived still. What's up? It's the Culture Detective here, investigating your favorite albums. And today I'm going to do my second review of the day. Second review! I'm so excited! And it's going to be a slowthai with Tyron, or Tyrone. Tyron? Tyron. So slowthai is a British rapper. In the year 2019, he released Nothing Good About Britain, and it is his debut album, and it is quite good. It has a lot of amazing manic performances, very crispy production. I also really love the punk flavors, especially in the track Doorman, which is great. Now we have Tyron, his sophomore album, which is actually separated into two parts. The first half of the album being one fiery trap banger after another, and the second half being more personal, more emotional, and slower and quieter, more soulful and well thought out. And these two parts put together into Tyron. And yeah, while I still think that slowthai is very talented, a lot of his lyricism is okay, but I think more importantly, he's really honest and modest with his feelings on this record, which is amazing. But I still, at the end of the day, don't think that this album is as good as the first one. So let's talk about the first half. We have 45 Smoke, which is a really awesome, hard hitting, spacey trap intro track for the album with really nice, crispy beats, manic, animated performance from slowthai as always. And the second track, Cancelled, is a friggin' banger. It features Skepta, and the performance is great. Skepta totally stole the song, honestly. The hook is very catchy. I love the very strong, punchy beats of this track, and also Now You're Dripping Blood. Uh, really nice refrain. And then afterwards we have Mazza, which is not as good, but still not bad. It features ASAP Rocky. It has a really simple, stripped back instrumental, and a really simple but nice beat as well. This track reminds me a lot of Playboy Cardi in a good way, with its very energetic and lightweight ad-libs, and ASAP Rocky is not bad. And we have the track Vex, which I also really enjoy. I love the grimy, spacey beat again. The flow is very great, it's very catchy, and what I love about the beat is that it's mixed really bassy in generic basic trap rap songs, but in this track it's mixed so much more light, while the instrumentals itself feel more distant, and there's kind of a distance between the beat and the instrumentals, and I really love that spacey distance. The track What is a 49-second long cloud trap track, and I like it, but it's just a little too abrupt. And the track Dead, it sounds a little bit more typical in my opinion, and the performance is a little bit more lower energy, and the first half ends off with Playing with Fire, where it really begins to transition from fiery trap rap to more emotional and personal music. I love the plucking lead melodies, the distant vocals, and we also have lyrics dealing with mental health. Now we enter the second half, starting off with I Tried, which is really good. Probably my favorite song off of the whole thing. It has these really beautiful soul samples, warped chipmunk vocals like it's off of College Dropout or something. The track overall has a really beautiful and dreamy tone to it, which is really smooth and nice. And slowthai on this track talks about being the underdog and saying that he's tried to change, he's tried to get out of this situation, but he just can't, and it's just emotional and frustrating, really. The second track, Focus, doesn't have the strong lyricism, in my opinion. and it's more low-key, spacey, and psychedelic, and not in a very exciting way. The track Terms is another really good song, a highlight off of the album. For me, it features Denzel Curry, who unfortunately didn't show up much on this track, and we also have Dominic Fike on the hook, who's pretty nice. And yeah, uh, good song. We have lyrics talking about how slowthai sort of entered a state of drug use and how he's trying to get out of this state. And this track actually reminds me a lot of like Brockhampton, in a good way, of course. The track Push has some nice manic delivery vocals, soft lead vocals as well. Even though I think the track overall is just not as memorable as I would have liked it to be, maybe it's because it's not structured as well. The track NHS, I love the lyrics about positivity within the negativity, but the verses are kinda mediocre in my opinion, and the pre-chorus, or actually that's the chorus, where he sort of half sings, half raps, sound a little awkward. However, the last two tracks are great. We have Feel Away, with its soft piano chords, James Blake's feature, Yay, and it's about a crumbling romantic relationship, and it's sad, really. And the album ends off with ADHD, which is even sadder, where he talks about how he's battling his mental demons and not being able to get out. It's a very personal track with a really toned down, sad performance. And at the very end of the track, it gets really cinematic where he's like, okay, I'm going to take my life. And then he receives a phone call from, I think, his brother, and he becomes motivated to continue surviving and living at the end, which is powerful moment. But yeah, still, that being said, overall, I wouldn't say it is a magnificent record or anything. I still think there are tracks here and there that are just not really that good, and I think the album overall is just not up to par, as nothing good about Britain. But still, I think this album is pretty good, and that is already good enough. My favorite track here is I Tried, and my least favorite is NHS. I'm giving slowthai's Tyron a 7 out of 10. So, have you listened to Tyron from 1 to 10? How much did you rate it? Like it, and subscribe if you want more. And thanks for watching. I'm gonna review Florida Georgia Line's album. Yeah, and also a couple of Hong Kong local albums. And I will review a couple of classic albums as well within February, which is pretty cool.